Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tech and Titanium. I'm Dexter Maddox, an oral surgeon and the founder of IMvision Dental. Our mission is to revolutionize implant surgery with AI, automation, and machine learning, thereby driving profitability and simplifying practice. Today, we're going to be diving into a crucial topic that can significantly boost your practice's growth and patient engagement: crafting an engaging and effective annual marketing calendar. A lot of us overlook the power of a well-structured marketing calendar. We all get busy and it falls on the back burner. However, in this video, we'll explore how to plan out your year strategically. The kicker is that by using ChatGPT, we can do the entire process in minutes. These large language models are such incredible tools, and I'm excited to show you how you can use it too. Let's jump over to the computer and see how it's done. All right, so we're back in ChatGPT, and once again, we're using the ChatGPT 4 model. That is the slower but more intuitive model that you can get with the paid version of ChatGPT. Again, you're going to chat.openai.com to access this. It's $20 a month for the paid version. I think it's super worth it. And so what I've started with my initial prompt, you want to kind of start with just coaching the language model in terms of what you're looking for in terms of your responses. So my initial prompt was, you are an expert in marketing a referral-based dental specialty practice, specifically oral maxillofacial surgery. You should answer all the following questions as an expert in this specific area of marketing. Draw inspiration from Roger Levine when answering these questions. So shout out to Roger Levine. You know, a lot of his content helped give ideas for this, and kind of want to just spin off of that to help form my own annual marketing calendar. I think certainly you'll find that this is no substitute for you know, a professional organization doing this comprehensively, but for being able to do this on your own and doing it in a good way, I think it's pretty cool. So the response was, yes, I understand your request. As AI developed by OpenAI, I have extensive training data that includes a variety of marketing principles, kind of yada yada. So it says it's going to do that. So next I say, I would like for you to give me a list of requirements for an annual marketing calendar. And then it spits out this these lines of text here. So starting with saying that you should have strategic objectives, you should do target audience analysis, you should have a comprehensive referral strategy, you should have specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, aka SMART goals, seasonal planning, budget allocation, actionable task, continual assessment, multi-channel approach, and educational opportunities. So I think that's a pretty reasonable approach. I would think if I created a manual marketing calendar and met all those requirements, I'd be pretty happy with it. So like I was saying, this is kind of like a good way to just get you thinking about things. In this case, I took that list and I said, okay, let's start with those objectives. And I said, I would like to focus on improving referral relationships, establishing, solidifying our A-level referrals. We're opening a practice in a new location, so focusing on marketing on that area, and then maintain high levels of patient satisfaction by online reviews and improve our social media presence. And so it is going to give me a list of specific tailorable objectives based off of kind of what my goals are. And it says improve referral relationships with explanation, solidify your A-level referrals, focus on your marketing expert. So it kind of is going to take those concepts and organize them a little bit better for you. And then also you want to be able to sort of teach the language model as you continue to go through this exercise what your really goals are. And as I was going through this, I just had a document open. I use Notion for note-taking specifically. And so I could start to copy and paste this and then make edits as I felt fit for my practice, and kind of use this as ideas. And I said, using those objectives as a jumping off point, create 10 goals. Told them to have one huge goal, 3 big goals, 3 medium goals, and 3 smaller goals. And you'll see this is kind of where it gets a little off the rails a little bit. I mean, I think it's reasonable, but it says acquire 100 new A-level referrals in that area. Well, there's certainly not that many dentists in the area, but maybe 10 is a reasonable goal. So that's actually, in fact, what we set the goal at. So once again, it's not perfect, but at least get you thinking. I think that's a reasonable goal. Just the quantity is certainly off there. And then improve referral relationship scores as measured by surveys. So that was actually a cool idea to start doing surveys. That's not something we do. And so that's the idea it gave me, and we're going to try to do it. Increase total patient referrals from our A-level referrals. Online reviews, 200 is actually a pretty reasonable goal over the course of a year. I mean, these are, year-long goals. Increase increased social media engagement, consistent presence with local events. I think that's a great idea. Newsletter, it's an idea. Didn't ended up substituting one of my own. I don't think that would get great traction or be worth the time personally. But honestly, you could build newsletters with ChatGPT and get a lot of the copy off ChatGPT. If you think that's something your referrals might respond to, then you could certainly try it. Patient testimonials, training sessions, and then health collaborations. Again, not something we use, but all interesting ideas. So I think these are reasonable goals. Once again, copied and paste this over to my list and kind of tailored it to make my specific goals for the year. It even says what KPIs we should be using for tracking the referral. So it even understands KPIs, and it actually in fact defines it for us right here. And so it's going to give you number of referrals, conversion rate, source of referrals, revenue per referral. So it's going to give you a lot of useful tools to think about how you can measure the referrals. I took that, I kind of simplified it into 5 sort of key areas, and that's sort of the KPIs we'll be using for measuring our referral feedback. And we're actually going to be implementing a referral portal like a CMS, so we can be able to track that data a little bit more accurately. What I thought was a pretty cool idea to do the survey question. I said, give me the survey questions, how to get quantitative feedback about our marketing efforts. And then so it created our survey as well as responses. How would you rate the ease of the new online referral system? Because we talked about, the new online referral system and the referral portal. How satisfied are you with it, kind of et cetera, of kind of the referral marketing, kind of how we can start to quantify those responses. So I thought they were pretty good questions. And then the next thing I wanted to do is start to have more data collected on our different referrals. And I think this is something that our public relations coordinator, our PRC, will be able to handle really well. And I'd like to I feel like in a lot of cases, the PRC is going to be really responsive to specific, actionable tasks with instructions. But sometimes when you give them like big, grandiose ideas, it can be hard for them to really execute that with your vision. So this is able to where I can give clear communication and clear instructions to my PRC to make sure that she can be really successful in that role. And it's going to be stuff that, I'd like to see. And so one of them was creating personas, like a buyer persona, like you would for marketing a product or a service, looking at referring doctors like personas to help characterize those and help kind of collect that information, and just starting to think about each referral as a unique individual and how to cultivate that relationship. And then it said, great, I'll create that persona information for you. So each of our referrals can have demographics, practice information, referral history, communication preferences, challenges and needs, goals and aspirations, kind of everything in one place, so that you've collected that information and you're thinking about that stuff, and you can start to target those marketing efforts in specific and unique ways, and not just kind of have a one-size-all marketing approach, and start to segment your referrals to more effective ways to reach out to them. And you're also giving your PRC very specific and actionable data to work with. And then if you did have turnover in the PRC role, which we all know how much turnover there is, then it's not going to be such a big problem, because you're going to have all that information and they can hit the ground running. And then I said, now give me ideas for events. I told it kind of what I was looking for events, 2 bigger, 2 smaller, 1 CE. So, and then it goes through and says the large CE event, a small study club event, a fun event with the staff, and then interpersonal communication workshop. And it kind of gives ideas and structure and thoughts for each of those. And I even said for the small study club, I'm thinking more along the lines of the nice dinner, get some of our A referrals and have them for a nice dinner, and just kind of have basic announcements about the practice. And so it even changed the description to, dinner and discussion from its original idea. And the same thing I said for the barbecue event, I'm actually thinking of more of like doing a Cinco de Mayo, because we have a really fun, a portion of our practice is Hispanic background. So I think that would really resonate with a lot of them. And it's just a good reason for a party there. So it even changed it to the Cinco de Mayo fiesta. So it is responsive, and it can kind of it can give you ideas, and then you can kind of iterate off of those ideas. Then I get into the created comprehensive social media marketing strategy for the practice. Again, it's going to pump out your objectives, audience analysis, platform selection, content strategy, engagement strategy, monitoring analysis. I'll share the link here so you'll be able to read all this on your own, or just, to create your own, that's going to be your kind of specific and custom outcome here. And then it even asked, what are the best tools for monitoring social media engagement? I really didn't know. I'd certainly heard of some of these, but it said, Hootsuite is maybe your number one, Sprout Social, and looked into those. And I think those would actually be pretty good fits for us. So it's something we're going to be looking into a little bit more so we can start to get more quantitative data from our social media efforts. Lastly, I basically said, okay, this is all the information I had, because that's the beauty of these types of large language models. They're going to be able to use everything in the prompt to start to build like what your goals are. It can kind of snowball and build off of your previous prompt. So that's why I kind of wanted to do all this lead up work to build up into this. And now I said, based off the information you've given me, please give me an outline for what should be included in a comprehensive marketing calendar for Q1 of 2024. So keep in mind, the prompts are limited in terms of length with these models, at least, or this level of access. You can buy API access and get sort of longer token links. But for this, you do want to keep them, kind of keep them somewhat contained. So I broke it down into quarters, and I think that's probably a good way to organize it in my mind too. And what I really wanted was like a checklist. So like my public relations coordinator had very specific things to do for each week of each month, and it's all planned out ahead of time. But making that would be super tedious. So that's why I just wanted to use this model to help with that process and make it super fast. So it builds this kind of, for January, these are our goals, February, and breaking it down into the different categories. I did kind of update it actually at this point and say, these are my final, goals, strategy, KPIs, survey, everything that I'd kind of gleaned from this. And I said, now actually use that information to make the whole marketing plan. So I was able to kind of just brute force all that information in there, just copy paste it all in there, and then it could start to use that to start making more and more specific marketing calendars for me. And then I can kind of give it feedback and say, I want these things, I don't want these things, let's go ahead and add these things. And so I can continue to build off of that. And then it eventually starts to pump out very specific annual marketing calendars based off of the feedback that I've gotten, where I can now use that, take that to my partners and come up with a final plan, obviously based off everyone's input for our year's marketing calendar. So try it out for yourself. I think it's a pretty cool tool. It really didn't take a lot of time to do this, and it was pretty amazing, the feedback. So yeah, play with it. Try building a marketing calendar for yourself and see what results you get. I think it'll probably surprise you. All right, now you're ready to use ChatGPT to make your marketing calendar for your practice. It really is that fast and easy. ChatGPT isn't perfect, but it's a great way to get your ideas going to build your custom plan. Remember, the beauty of this calendar is in its flexibility. It's a guide that can be tweaked and modified according to your practice's needs and your patient responses. It's just good to go into the year with a plan. If you found this video insightful, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to Tech and Titanium. Your support aids us in reaching more dental professionals, helping to elevate practices worldwide. For those of you who have had questions or want to discuss marketing strategies for dental practices further, don't hesitate to reach out and get in touch. We're always eager to explore collaborations and to learn from your experiences. Remember, in this rapidly changing world, staying ahead means embracing technology and innovation. So let's continue this journey together, refining our skills and reshaping the future of dental practices. Thanks for tuning in. This is Dexter Maddox with IMvision Dental, signing off. Until next time.